All right, ladies and gentlemen, I promised to review that week that PS2K went crazy and made over $100,000 pretty much in one day. I've been a little bit busy, so I wasn't able to do the video that particular day, but I'm doing it today, and I'm gonna go back and review all those trades. Now, the trades mostly came from gold and USD CAD, so that's what we're gonna be reviewing. So yeah, let's go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Okay, right here we're looking at the gold chart, as you can see right here, indicated down here. So we're looking at the gold chart, and we're also looking at the M15 time frame, or 15-minute time frame. Okay, so the first trade we're going to review is right here, and this actually ended up being a good trade, but it really wasn't a good trade, and I'll explain why. So the reason why this trade wasn't a good trade, well, first, you can see obviously right here you had a bit of resistance, right? You know, it's pretty obvious, right? Price came up here, got rejected, 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 rejected again, and it went down. So if I was now here, I think we had a news event, but this was pretty predictable here given the previous events. It would have been a good risk to take to put a trade here and hope to go for the downside, especially since somewhere around here you had the crossover and the mass network is also crossing over, and then obviously you had momentum because of volume. So overall it was good, but I wasn't quick enough to take that. This was also a good opportunity because down here, and let me go ahead and put some lines here. Down here you had some support, right? Price got rejected here, here, here as well. So pretty decent support. So this would have also been a good place to take a trade. Maybe that, you know, to wait for a perfect entry, maybe you would have waited for somewhere around here. So you got two good bullish candles. You're also crossing over the yellow, so you could have put an entry here and maybe had a good one hammer time right here, because you know your resistance is going to be somewhere around here. Because remember, support and resistance are not lines, they're zones, right? Now, the reason this was a bad trade, even though it worked out, is you had this big drop, right? And then a reversal, right? Which is a good reversal. So I decided to take this trade because I figured it was a strong reversal and it was probably going to go all the way, which it didn't. It basically got rejected at what used to be support right now is now resistance over here, right? So price kind of bounced off that zone. As you can see, went down, came back up, went down again, and continued to go. The better trade would actually been to be patient, put in a trade here, and get a good hammer time around here. But nonetheless, I put in this trade, it came up, got the hammer time, and it closed successfully. So that was great. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next trade. Let me go ahead and close this, and so we can take a look at the next session. Okay. So this was the next section, the build up to the big one. And I want to stop it here so you can see what exactly was going on. All right. So as you can see, you pretty much have some support building up over here. And this was a bearish hyperzone, came down. And I don't know what I was thinking, but for some reason I thought And maybe because volume was building up and then you had this big bearish candle, I thought this was gonna, you know, keep heading down. However, it didn't. And let me see here. Let's bring this here. Yeah, it really wasn't a smart move. Let me expand it. It really wasn't. So anyway, I put in this leading trade right here with PS2K, but then it reversed. But I kept it open, and I came back to my senses, I guess you can say. There's quite a bit of rejections over here. This was a rejection, and again, there was this big rejection, and the candle was pretty bullish when it got up here. So I activated a buy now with PS2K and put it right here. And even though it came back down, had a bit of a drawdown, but then it shot back up, and ultimately, I closed on this trade successfully, right? And as you can see, there was a turnover, kept going. So that was ultimately the right move. But I kept this trade open because, again, it was just a leading trade and the drawdown was really not that big. So we keep going, right? So I just let this trade run overnight because I was like, all right, if it goes up and hits the stop loss, great. It's not going to be a huge amount, and I can absorb the loss, so that's not a big deal. So next morning, things start going down. I have this trade running, so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna let it keep going. And then it comes to some place over here, and hammer time kicks in. So now things are getting serious because now you have hammer time kicked in, and you have a bunch of trades, but then it retracts, right? And I think I must have been managing it on a higher time frame, not on the 15, because if you cross the blue, it would close. But I left it open, right? And my stop loss was somewhere a little bit above this resistance right here. So my thing was, and let me just put it, I think it was in the hour time frame, so you can see exactly what happened. Yeah. Right? So it comes here, puts in that hammer time, goes back up, right? And I'm like, all right, if these trades and this trade comes here and hits the blue line and closes, that's fine. I can absorb the loss, and I will look for another successful trade. But then again, I was expecting gold, there was news coming, and I was expecting gold to drop because of certain things that were happening in the news. In regards to the dollar. Also, I looked at the dollar index, and the dollar index was rising. So whenever you have the dollar index rising, gold is going to fall, right? So that was my play. I was like, all right, based on what I'm seeing, fundamentals, gold is going to fall on the news, so I'm going to let this ride. So it came here. Hammer time put in some more, PS2K put in some more hammer time trades here. Quite a bit of trades, actually. And then when the news hit, it dropped. Boom. It dropped. And once it got here, because I knew at this point it was beyond, it was beyond the more immediate support. And let me put a line over here. Right? It was gonna bounce back. So once it got here and I started seeing it trying to retract, I started closing all those trades. I closed about, I would say, 95% of all the trades. And at first, when I first looked at the trades, I thought the profit was like 10,000, right? when it was somewhere around here, and then I let it keep going a little bit. And when I took a look at it again, I was like, oh, this is actually over 100,000. Let me start closing these trades before I lose this, this profit. So then I closed the trades. As you can see, all of them down here, about 95. I left a few running to see if it would keep going or if it would go back up. When it started going back up, when it got to this level, I closed the rest of the trades. And then it went back up, obviously. Now, what I should have done is activated some more PS2K trades down here, because now you can, it was going back up. And since I had already made over $100,000 on this trade, I wouldn't mind risking it a little bit, right? So I could have put in another trade here, and I could have had some more hammer times here from some additional money. But then again, don't get greedy. Yeah, so that's how the big trade happened, right? And then subsequently, the next day, this was on a Thursday, this was on a Friday, I could see, again, here's that support, prices getting, because this is an anomaly because of the news, right? So you can't really consider this as being your support. This is your real support. This is an anomaly or an irregular event based on the news, right? So anyway, again, you can see price got rejected again at support. You're in a low pro zone right here. When we get here, we're getting a crossover, right? And then you have volume building up, so you have momentum. And RSI is way below the oversold, so you have room to go up, right? So again, activated PS2K over here. It put in a trade, put in a hammer time over here, and then put in a subsequent other trade because the crossover is still happening, put in another trade over here and did another hammer time. So it was basically 2 hammer times right here. On this particular day, I believe it was like, this was, this session was worth about 5,000, right? So that was great. And I kept going. So that was the end of that week. As you can see, this is the 30th over here. Let me bring the arrow. You can see this is the 30th. So that was the end of the week, because this was Friday. And then this was this past Monday, yesterday, on the 3rd, right? So the play on this one, basically, you're in a hyper zone, as you can see. I knew there was some news that was going to happen. This has now become your new resistance. Let me show this right here. What's the line? Put the line right here. Or I can just, well, let me use this one. Okay, so now this right here has become your new resistance, which at one point was, your new support, which at one point was resistance up here, right? So now it has become support. Price is bouncing off of this. As you can see, there was some news coming. I could see price was moving up, but waited for it to cross the mass network, and there was some expansion happening, and I was like, all right, go ahead and put in a trade. Activated PS2K, put in a leading trade. Hammer time came in, hammer time closed here. There was still some momentum going on, put in another leading trade, and closed the second hammer time here, right? And this this right here on Monday was worth about 13,000. So that was great, right? So just to show you, well, before we go to the numbers, let me go to USD CAD. We didn't have that many trades on USD CAD. This was, again, you had a hyperzone, volume building up, and you can see the momentum pushing up, right? Rejecting sellers. So ultimately, and then you have this candle, which had good momentum because you have no wick on the bottom, right? And then you're in a hyperzone, momentum is building up. RSI was a little bit high, but I was still confident. So I put in, how much activated PS2K, put in a leading trade here. Hammer time came in, but there wasn't enough room, so we went into a drawdown. I started to get a little bit nervous, but I was like, you know what? I think I still got some room to go up. Eventually, it did go up. Once it got to this level, I closed it. It wasn't much. I think it was like worth $1,000, but hey, closed it so I don't lose money, right? This right here was a bad move. Okay, one, you have support right here. Okay, right? So you can see price was being rejected at this level, right? Okay. Two, you're in a lower zone. Okay. Yes, momentum is coming because volume is building up. And yes, on the RSI, you have some room to go up. But you're up against resistance and you're in a lower zone. So I really shouldn't have traded here at all. As a result, when I put in the leading trade, immediately when it hit resistance, it reversed, and all the trades were lost basically right here. So this came in for a loss. I think it was a loss of like $2,000-$3,000, which is okay because I could absorb it because I had made quite a bit of money, right? So that was really the only trades for that week for USD CAD. One session was successful, the other one wasn't so successful. But that's trading. So let's go to the numbers, right? So for the week of, okay, if you remember, let me bring this down. If you guys remember, I talked about gold on Monday. This trade being worth 13,000. Here are the numbers right here. As you can see, all these dates are on the 3rd right here of July. So this was all on Monday, and all the, you can see all the trades were blue, right? All from gold, and the total here is 13,000 for those trades. So that was Monday. Now if we look at last week for the 100,000, let's change here custom period. So it was June, the week of the 30th. So let's say 26 to the 1st, because we want to make sure we have Friday included. All right. So when we put that in, so you can see there were obviously some losses from USD CAD actually. But at the end of the day, okay, yeah, you can see profit for that week was 120,000, which minus the fees, you get to 119 and 900 and some change, right? So basically 120,000, right? And these are all the trades right here, right? Gold, again, as you can see, came in big right here. Definitely came in big. As you go up, most of the trades were gold, as you can see. USD CAD had some successful trades, like I said, but then also you had some losses, which were not that big, but losses nonetheless. As you can see right here, you had some losses from USD CAD, as I mentioned before, and also EUR USD. But ultimately it was a great record breaking week because of the Thursday trade that came in at over 100,000. Okay, so yeah, just wanted to review this with you guys as promised. I hope this helps somebody, and peace out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.